Yes, we are back. I know, I know, I know, I know I need a trim. FUT Champs, Part 2, highlights coming up now. Okay, so the first game sees us play a decent player. We're trying to make good starts, to be fair, in most of our games, because I know if you concede the first goal, then the game gets really, really, really long for you. Anyway, Sissoko is on the ball now, who passes into Neymar, back to Fabinho, into Bale, into Ben Yedder, and that is a good finesse near post, and it looks like the opponent has had enough. He goes. So, second game. I was struggling to defend against Gabriel Jesus. Obviously, he shoots, it's blocked, it comes back to him, he plays it straight back to Jesus, and that is 1-0 to him. Anyway, Bale into Mbappe, trying to into Neymar, into Sissoko, chops back, he finds Ben Yedder, who gets a little bit lucky to keep the ball, and again, Sissoko back to Neymar, it's 1-1, and it is slightly fortunate. Okay, Fabinho now, into Neymar, into Mbappe, and it is 2-1. Sissoko, who he was very clunky in midfield along with Bale. It was frustrating to use. I know, obviously, in most of the goals I score, he wins the ball back for us, as Mbappe scores the 3-1. But yeah, I just wasn't happy with him. In the bad gameplay, he was so clunky, man. But anyway, Sissoko, into Neymar, into Bale. Bale keeps it. We're trying to be patient around the box. Into Fabinho, into Sissoko. He thought I was going to pass it to Ney. Passed it to Ben Yedder, and that is all she wrote. Sissoko on the ball now again, with his clunky dribble, into Mbappe, into Ney, back to Sissoko, back to Neymar, into Mbappe, and that is 1-0. Oh no, it's 2-0, sorry. And that was all she wrote for that game. Okay, next game, we just about keep the ball out of our net. This game was very tight. 77 minutes in and not many shots. Sissoko now with the ball. He goes back to Kyle Walker, who plays him in down the line. And Sissoko, who, like, physically he was incredible, but, like, technically not the greatest. Anyway, we find Bale. He comes back on his right foot. His shot is blocked, and I honestly don't know how that header went in from Neymar. But that was it. Next game, Timo Werner, still on the ball. And yeah, Sissoko a little bit clumsy, gives away a penalty. And to be fair, no one's falling for the trick. No one's kicking the ball at me. Timo Werner puts it in the corner, and it is 1-0 to him. A few moments later, though, we managed to get an equaliser, and Sissoko, with the press, wins the ball back into Neymar, back to Sissoko, into Yedder, one more pass, and Mbappe cuts in, and it is 2-1. But this guy was good going forward. He was good. I gave him way too much space. Timo Werner. Still Timo Werner on the ball. Can't get him off it. Into Allen. Into Wijnaldum. Back to Allen. Timo Werner. And he did me a kipper with this. Fair play to him. You don't see many people still using the drag back, but he was good at it. Anyway, we weren't going to accept defeat in this game. Neymar with a beautiful piece of skill, and it is 3-2. He never lets me do my celebration. I look forward to that every single game. But we win the ball back in midfield. Sissoko again, into Neymar, into Ben Yedder, into Mbappe, with a great pass to Ben Yedder, ball roll around the keeper, and that is 4-2. Ben Yedder, he was alright to be fair, but I think we're going to change him next week. Mbappe on the ball now, being patient. Neymar cuts down the line, stays down the line, cuts inside into Mbappe, back inside, back outside, and the near post finish. And that is all she wrote, guys. Mbappe was definitely my best player this weekend. He was way too good. Okay, into the next game. We're trying to move the ball quickly. Bale gets himself down the line. We play him in. And he chops back inside. Gives it to Neymar, who is a little bit fortunate to keep the ball. Good feet from him, though. Into Mbappe. And it is 1-0 to the boys. But this guy was decent going forward. He's got the ball now with Dybala. I think I'm giving him way too much time and respect. He passes it into Mertens, and near post is apparently still OP. Either that or my Allison's not very good. Anyway, this was a tight game. Mertens is on the ball into Dybala, who, fair play to him. It's a nice little bit of attacking, and I was in no man's land there. It's 2-1 to him. But we don't really take long corners. Well, everything is normally short. Ben Yedder into Neymar, clumsy challenge, and it is a penalty in 2-2. In the 84th minute now, Mbappe on the ball, trying to stay patient around the edge of the box, into Fabinho, back to Mbappe. We've lost it, but he's giving it straight back, and he's basically giving us the game. Can't lose the ball there. And that is 3-2. And we get a chance on the breakaway to seal the game. He brings out his keeper, and yeah, that's too easy for Neymar. He will put that in the back of the net. Still don't get a chance to do that. Still don't get a chance to do the celebration, but it is what it is. Okay, next game, we decide to defend like an amateur. I overrun the pass, and yeah, that is too easy for Mo Salah, and we are 1-0 down. And honestly, when I say this guy tried to keep the ball for the whole game. On one of the rare occasions I get a decent attack together, Sissoko passes it into Neymar, who turns on his left foot, and it's a great finish from him. And it was getting to the stage where, like, it's like win, lose or draw. I just wanted to message him, just saying, like, come on, bro, you can't play like that every game. But we managed to get the ball to Bale, who I don't know how he gets through his man, but that's a great pass. And Ben Yedder makes it 2-1, and yeah. We didn't decide to message him in the end, but it just got to the stage of FUT Champs where you were either playing against very, very good people or people that will basically board you into submission. But we found ourselves on 20-2, which is a good start. The two losses earlier on in the games will probably prove to be quite pivotal coming into the final games. But this was one of the goals which I was literally so shocked at. Like, I did not head that. He headed the ball into the back of his own net. And we get a little bit lucky with this pass here, Ben Yedder, and that is 2-0. So that is 21-2, guys. Next game, Sissoko into Mbappe. Sissoko back to Fabinho, who plays it back to Sissoko, who finds Neymar in the box, turns, and that is 1-0.
A few moments later.
A few moments later in this game, and honestly, I felt like the game just wanted me to lose. Like, it's summed up by this goal. It's terrible defending from me, I understand, but why does it go straight back to him? I did not have any rebounds like that this weekend. And we lose the game. And it seems like a theme. Like, as soon as I lose one game, in the next game, we almost lose. And in this game, we pretty much did. I gave the ball away sloppily with Ferland Mendy. He turns inside, outside. I think the keeper should save that. He doesn't save it. And he keeps the ball for the rest of the game. And, yeah, I felt like at this stage, in these two games, nothing I could do was working. We pass it into Mbappe. Probably should go one more to Bale, but he should still finish that on his left foot. However, we move. We're 21-4. we're not going to get Elite 1 now, so we may as well just play for the 25 wins and enjoy ourselves. Ben Yedder on the ball, great little piece of skill into Neymar, and it is 1-0. Ferland Mendy wins the ball back, and he was probably my MVP of the weekend. He's very, very good at left back. Mbappe into Ben Yedder, who is tackled. It is fortunate.
A few moments later.
2-0. And this guy just didn't want to quit, so we decided to start practicing our skill moves, which still need a little bit of improvement, but we managed to win the game, guys. The next game, see someone quit out at the start screen, and then we get drawn against this guy, who I haven't seen a lot of icons this weekend, and I was like, oh, why, game? After those 2 losses, why? But as you can see from the start of the game, he wasn't very good. Mbappe makes it 1-0. And we're pretty much cruising. This game's quite easy. Neymar plays it into Ben Yedder, who lobs the keeper to make it 4. And he pretty much leaves from there. So we find ourselves 23-4. We need to win 2 of the last 3 games to make Elite 2. So we're pretty much chilling until that. I mean, obviously, I shouldn't have let him in with Neymar, but why does the rebound go straight into...
A few moments later.
I've got nothing left! I've got nothing left! It goes straight into De Bruyne. We're 4-1 down, and I'm wondering why. But we managed to get a goal back in the 55th minute. I was saying this. I actually thought we could win this game. We stayed calm. We stayed positive. We stayed patient around the box. Fabinho loses it, wins it back, loses it, wins it back, wins it back again, turns inside, and that is a pen. We weren't very good at taking pens though. I actually need to do some sort of penalty kick tutorial before next weekend league, because the 2 losses on penalty kicks have basically cost me. Anyway, we managed to score that penalty kick, and it is 4-3. Mbappe into Eric Cantona, who we brought off the bench. Mbappe still cuts inside, shoots, the keeper palms it straight to Cantona, and that is lucky. But Sissoko refuses to be challenged. Cantona into Neymar, into Sissoko. There is that physical, and it is 5-4. I mean, I didn't like Sissoko, but looking back at these highlights videos, he was good. We might have to keep him in. Sissoko into Mbappe. Nice piece of skill, and it is 1-0, guys. This guy was a decent player, though, to be fair. His Neymar was very, very sharp. I imagine what it was like to play against my Neymar, and yeah. He manages to get in, cuts it back for his Rashford, and it is 1-1. But we didn't want to lose. Neymar into Mbappe. Just being patient. Back to Neymar. Shoots blocked. Wins the tackle. Very fortunate, and it's 2-1. But this guy was good. And he gets a little bit of luck. He passes it into my centre half, tackles him, he shoots. I've got a guy on the line that somehow it evades. But Mbappe with a great touch inside the box, comes inside on his left foot, and it is 3-2. But that's not where this game finished. His Neymar is now on it. Into Rashford, into his Mbappe, and that's a very, very nice goal, to be fair to him. But we were not in the mood for getting beat, or were we? Saint Maximin into his Mbappe. He goes round my keeper, and I thought I'd lost. 90th minute. Desperate times. Neymar into Leroy Sané, who we brought off the bench. We stayed calm and managed to get only.
A few moments later.
Then we lose on pens. I can't take pens, guys. I really can't. I don't know if, like, obviously you can see where people are going from their head movement, but I don't know how to change it last minute. As you can see with his pens, he's a lot better at them than me. Milinkovic-Savic misses his penalty. We've missed 2 from 2. And yeah, we definitely need to do some sort of penalty kick tutorial before next weekend. I feel like I'm alright at saving them and guessing where to go. Eric Cantona scores his penalty. But yeah, just taking them is a problem for me. A big problem. His Mbappe scores, and my Mbappe basically has to score to keep us in the game. He does, but if he scores this penalty, it is all over, and his Valverde steps up and puts it down the middle. You've got to be a brave man to stay down the middle, and we weren't that brave. Okay, so the last game, we need to win Elite 2, and Rodrigo scored.
A few moments later.
So, basically, we decided to go into turbo mode, and this clip right here sums up Gareth Bale. He misses the first chance, I don't know how. He scores the second, I don't know how, and the opponent decides enough is enough. Yeah, that was the team we used for this weekend league. We got 25-5. We're probably going to need to improve a few positions to get Elite 1 next weekend, hopefully. But yeah, that is the end of the video for today, guys. Okay, so after the first weekend league in FIFA 21, we finished 25-5. Obviously, lots to improve on. Sissoko and Bale, we weren't happy with in midfield. Ben Yedder was a little bit hit and miss. So, if possible, we're going to try and improve those areas. But if you've liked this video, please subscribe at the bottom. Any little help that you do for the channel, it is really appreciated. But for now, guys...
That's all, folks.